Sorry, the previous video just flocked. There was a bug on my system, but anyway, I'm gonna redo what I did previously. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna be showing you how to install Python on your Windows machine. Or if you're using Linux, then you have to maybe request a different video or maybe a different system. But I'm gonna be showing this for Windows, specifically Windows 10. If you're on Windows 8 or Windows 7, this might work, but then I'm not sure. So, but I'm gonna be showing you this on Windows 10 because I'm running a Windows 10 system. So, so I'm going to show you how to install Python, the interpreter, and then run the Python code using PyCharm. So anyway, before this, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to explain that before you think of using PyCharm, you should know that Python doesn't need any, it doesn't need an IDE to run, so it doesn't need to be the code doesn't need to be compiled. So basically, you can run your codes by just going to the command line, type Python, and then from there type the name of the file that contains your Python script, and then it will run right on the command line. If that's what you prefer. So, but most people really prefer IDEs because they've got more tools and they're simple to use, and they have a nice graphical user interface to avoid all those command line things. So that is also good, and I actually prefer PyCharm for Python, so it's a good one. You can use PyCharm for anything, for Ruby, for JavaScript, for Perl, and all those other different languages. So it's not only usable with Python. So you can use it on the command line, and you can use it with an IDE, and then from there, when you run your Python scripts, it does not compile them, it just interprets them, meaning if Python is not installed on your computer, you won't be able to run Python scripts. So with that said, I'm going to actually do this: install Python, install PyCharm, and then from there show you how to set it up on your computer so that it can run from the command line. Then from there on, show you how to run it using PyCharm. It's more specifically setting PyCharm to be able to run using Python. Okay, so first of all, go to your browser, and then preferably just go to Google and then type Python. The first link on your page is going to be this Python. So go to this Python website, click on downloads, and then follow this, go to Windows, and from there download Python 3.8. In fact, here it is. It's simple, shown Python 3.8.3. That's the latest version of Python, and it's actually well configured for Windows 10. Yeah, and then from there, install PyCharm. Go to jetbrains.com at pycharm.com. Here's the address on the address bar. Then from there, you can go to downloads. It should also automatically download on your system, but these two downloads are going to download setup files. So I'm going to show you my downloaded setup file on my system. So I'm going to go to downloads, and from there, under programs, here's the Python setup. So click on this Python setup and then run it. So here it is. I do have Python already, so it's asking me if I should modify, repair, or uninstall the software. So, but I am not gonna click any one of those things because my Python is fine. So, but with you, you're going to install this, and then it's going to take you through a list of steps. So install Python in there. So in case Python asks you which directory it should be installed in, click yes. So in case it asks you which the directory to install in, go to your PC, go to your C drive, go to program files, and then in here click this file, go to this program file and install it inside this. If it doesn't ask you, install the files or the binaries to the default folder. All right, and then now after installing Python, install PyCharm. Same procedure, just install PyCharm. Okay, so now assuming that you have installed Python on your system already, I'm going to show you how to set it up to run on the command line. So not being sure that it actually initiates some of the environment variables for you, I'm going to show you how to actually set the environment variables for you so that you can be able to run PyCharm. So on my computer, my PyCharm is installed inside this folder. So and which is actually the default folder. So basically, if you didn't change any directories, you should also go to this folder. Go to your C drive, and from there go to users. Go to the name of the your computer, and then go to app data. But thing is, you can see app data is actually not a public folder. It's actually a hidden folder. It's only used by the computer at the moment and softwares. So basically, you should go in there if you know what you're doing. But I'm going to allow you to be able to see this. Normally, you shouldn't be able to see app data. So if you don't see it, go to view, and then click hidden items, make it visible there. Just enable that, click hidden items. So from there, go to app data, and then go to local, and then go to programs, and go to Python, go to Python 32, 37, 32. If you look into this folder, there's a Python binary here, and there's also some other additional things we need for Python, which are the scripts. So we also do have like a pip, which we'll need for our setup. So what I'm going to do right now is to go to this folder. So go to the search bar, go to this directory by there, copy that directory, and from there I'm going to open a new window, and then right click on this PC, go to properties, and then advanced system settings, environment variables, and then go to path. In path, edit the path variable, then add a new. Basically, the first thing you should do first, you should check if these two folders or these two lines, or basically they're called values of the variable path. If these two exist, do not change anything. But in case that they don't exist, go and press new, and then paste that here. Paste this thing here. So basically, the one you copied from there, paste it here. Okay. And then from there, you should still have a folder open there. So go to scripts as well, copy the directory, and then go to your system variables again. Go to the path, edit the path, go and add a new value into the path there. And you can see that this is the same as that. So you don't need to add duplicates of this. If you have them already, don't add them. But I have them already, so I'm going to remove this ones. So press OK. Okay. So with that said, this enables us to be able to go to the command line and type pip and be able to open this exe file, and also just be able to type Python and open this directly without having to navigate to this directory manually. So now from there, go to your search bar, type cmd, your PC will show command prompt, open the command prompt, and then type Python. Okay, when I type Python, it opens the market, so which is unfortunate. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to try typing pip. So if you see this information, if it shows you the usage of pip and all those things, it means your pip is running. But on your computer, when you press that, when you go to the command line and you press Python, it should, in theory, open this file. So you should be able to see these things popping on your system. Okay. So let me go and try a few things in there. I'm gonna open that. I'm gonna open that again. In case it does the same thing on your computer, go to advanced settings and environment variables. So let's try to push them up the hierarchy. Let's move them up. Okay, let them move them up again. Okay, press OK, press OK, press OK. So maybe that changes the priority. Type Python again, and they should run. So by doing that, you are changing the priority, because when Windows, when you type a name of a software in Windows, it goes to your environment variables and it searches in there based on which one is at the top list, the top of the list to the bottom of the list. So basically it searches, and the highest priority ones are the ones on the top of the list. So it searches from there going down. So if it finds a matching character, it opens that specific program. So same thing, command prompt Python, I type Python, it opened it. Now, at this point in Python, you don't have to actually have a file that is open. You don't have to actually write your script inside a specific file. In case, you don't even need the Windows prompt. You can use the notepad to write a specific file. Just make sure the extension is .py. It doesn't have to be .py anyway, but that is like the standard file format for Python code. So extend your file with .py if you want to make a file, but you don't need that. Basically, you can run codes on the fly, but these are not saved in any file. It's just like testing things, maybe running things like on the fly or just doing whatever. But this is something which you do just to test. But when we're writing code, we're going to actually create files, and then from there write Python code in there. So what I'm going to do, I opened Python, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually write a small code and show that it's working. So A is equal to hello world. Okay, hello world. And then I'm just going to save that, and then from there, I'm going to print that. I'm going to print A. A is a variable. So you see it prints hello world, meaning it's running. So I can exit Python now, and then type pip. Pip is actually what you're going to be using to install modules to Python. So if you type pip numpy, it's just one of the modules. Pip numpy, it's a module. So you'll see it doesn't know that, but I'm going to say pip install numpy, so it knows what that means. So basically numpy is a module and you're going to be using pip to install stuff. So you can see there it's actually giving you feedback based on what you typed in there. So anyway, let's exit the command prompt. So but I showed you Python there without actually having to make any file. Now I'm going to go to my desktop, create a folder, make it a test folder, and then inside here I'm going to create a file, a test file, and I'm going to make it test.py. Test.py. So edit that thing. So now I want to go in there and write the very same code I wrote in the command line. So a is equal to a is equal to hello world. Now from there I'm going to say print a, save it, and then I'm going to go out. Now I'm going to copy the directory. So now I'm showing you how to run your Python scripts from the command line. Now from there, you to the command line, and then cd control directory, navigate to that specific directory, and then you can see that you're in that directory already. Now from there, you can type Python tests.py. That should print hello world, meaning your script is working. So you can exit the command line. Now I'm going to show you how to now use PyCharm. So you see the very exact same thing that I did here. You're going to be writing like your Python code like this, having maybe multiple Py files in here, and that is a script. So from there, you actually, like the interpreter is working, everything's fine. I don't need to use PyCharm to run this thing. I can just go to the command prompt, type Python, and then say the name of this thing. In fact, I don't even need to actually navigate to this folder. I can do this. So I can go to the command prompt, and then from there type Python, because it's already on my thing, and do that and say test.py. So it will say hello world. Okay, because Python is already on the path, and then this is the full directory of the test.py file. So, but as something that I always recommend for people is that you should control directory, go to the directory, and then you will see now we are in the directory where this thing exists, where the test pilot exists. So you don't need to actually type the full directory because we are in the directory now. You just say Python, and then test.py, and that should run your script. Okay, now from there, I'm going to show you how to use PyCharm to run your Python scripts. You don't need it, like I said, but I'm going to use PyCharm. I'm going to show you how to use PyCharm to run your Python scripts. Okay, so let's wait for PyCharm to open. So, okay. So now PyCharm is opened, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new project. Normally when you open PyCharm initially, there should be a small screen popping showing you options like okay, do what, do blah 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 blah. But anyway, I'm going to actually simulate that and create a new project. So on that small screen, click new project. So here it'll probably ask you like the where to look for, where to save your project. So already I have set this already to, okay, fine, well, I have that into Python programming. So here I have whatever, so I can type the name of the file that I want to create there. So this is a name of the project. So this is actually going to be folder on my actual directory. So I can say, okay, fine, test is a new project. Okay, wait, let me go back there again and say new project. Now I'm going to try test, but the things initially, now this thing will not actually have this thing set already. It will probably be on new environment using blah 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 blah. Click on exiting interpreter. Now click on this thing. Now we're going to set this thing to use the interpreter that we have installed of Python, because it does not know where it is in the computer. Now after this thing, it's going to take you to this position. Click on exit the environment again, and then from there go to, it says no interpreter, click there, and then from there we're going to go back to where we installed our Python. In this folder, copy that, go to PyCharm, place it there, and press OK. Okay. So now from there, after clicking that, it should take you to this position. Now go there, Python 32, there's a python.exe, press OK, and make available to all projects. Okay, click OK. Now from there, create this project, and then the project can either be opened in a new window or replace projects in an existing window. How would you like to open a project? Remember, don't ask, new window all the time. So now it opened a new window. Okay, in this new window, this thing is just a folder, like I said. It doesn't have Python code inside. So what you want to do basically is to is to create a file, a Python file inside this test. And I can show you that at this specific position, at that specific directory, I have a folder already created. I can go there and check Python programming. Where's Python programming? And then you can see, did it create already? Let me see. Python programming test. Okay, fine. Now I'm going to actually create a file inside this thing. So now, if you right click there, you can say new Python file. Let's just say test.py and say okay. So now we actually created a file. Let me see if it created this thing. Not yet. It did not create this, but this is supposed to actually show you something. It's supposed to show a folder in here. So I'll come back to this, but anyway, let's go back to PyCharm. You guys got the documents, tech project. Okay, yes, it's in there. Now from there, go to your main.py, and then I have that already. I do know that. Okay, fine. In my sorry, I think I opened the wrong project here. Test, sorry. Yeah, so in test there shouldn't be anything. So test.py is the script you want to write. So I'm going to write the very same script I wrote previously. Say a is going to be equal to greeting perhaps, and then from there say print a. Okay, so you see now something that is good about using an IDE is that like now it actually has additional features, so it can show you like suggestions of what methods and functions you want to use. So here is like your ASCII values and everything, so you can learn more about Python on whatever platform you're using. But basically this is what happens when you have an IDE. So that's the beauty of using an IDE over a command line. So there we go. Now we have a Python code there. Now after writing a Python code, you can just click play, and play will actually show your results in here. It should show your results in here. So greeting, there it is. It's printing greeting. Okay, fine. So let me just say B extension. So let me say E. Let me just say concatenate this thing. Let's just say string. In fact, you can just do this and say it's a good thing. And then go there again and press that, and greeting is a good thing. So I can show you some interesting things about this. Let's just define a variable. B is equal to 56. 56 is an integer, so you do not really have to convert this thing to a string. You can just print it right there. So you can just go there and print 56. Oh boy, that was not correct. So you're supposed to go there and cast this to a string. And the way to do that is to actually use the function string. So go there and print string, str, not string, like that. And then from there it should show greeting 56. And I think that is the end of the tutorial, because well, we have covered everything that was supposed to be covered in this video. So, well, I showed you how to install Python, how to install PyCharm, how to set up Python on your system, how to set up Python with a command line, and then from there how to run your PyScripts, and also how to run like your live commands of Python on the command line. From there, I also showed you how to set your how to actually set up your PyCharm to use the Python interpreter. And from there I also showed you how to run your Python, how to create a project, how to create like your scripts inside PyCharm, and also how to run your scripts. So I think one last thing that I would like to show you is how to actually install modules using PyCharm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the project. Well, before I go there, let me see. Okay, so go to file, and then from file I'd like to go to settings. Then in settings I would like to go to editor, and from the editor there's like a couple number of settings that you can play around with here. You can see like like there's like some regular expressions you can like define in here. There's Perl, there's like a JSON over there, HTML, and different things you can play around with. Very nice things. It's like system settings and a lot of things that you can play around with. Yeah, very nice things. So there it is, you know. So, but then now, what I want to show you basically is just how to set up the project interpreter in case it does not show in your project, or in case it gives you interpreter errors. So go to the project, which is test in this instance, and project interpreter. And from there, if it does not show that, go there and click. Well, you're supposed to go there and add. From adding, go there and you can see this is exactly where you want it to be. But if it's not, if there is no base interpreter, go there and navigate to the path of the interpreter and then add it over there. Okay. Now, when you want to add a specific module to your PyCharm, you go and click the plus here and you search the name of the module. Let's say maybe you want some web browsing stuff. You can click web there, and then you can see all your web browsing things. CGI, WSGI, web programming. There's like a lot of modules that have to do with that. You just click drone. You click drone there. There's a lot of drone stuff out there for the web. Drone API and everything is on the web. You can actually type Corona, whatsoever you want there, and you can see a lot of modules, the projects people are working on, and modules people have already built that are usable with Python. So there is Corona, and then finance. You can see like some of the finance modules which are like over here. You've got finance managers. You've got like a PostScript, you've got Yahoo, uFinance, you've got like your eBucks, you've got your Post Finance and PyFinance. Like all of these are modules people use for finance. And then for instance, if you click law, there's also a lot of like there is anything you're looking for on the Python to use and to start your programming. So you can also use Numpy. Numpy is actually like a matrix thing. It's used for matrices and used for like huge data structures. So basically you have an array. So Numpy is a fundamental package for array computing in Python, and there it is. So, well, this is how you install your module. So you can actually install anything you want here. And alternatively, like I showed you previously, you can go and to your command line. You can go to your command line and type pip install the name and then the name of the name of module name. Module name. Sorry, the module name. The module name. Okay, I keep doing that mistake. Module name. So from there, press enter, and that should find your module. Okay. That doesn't exist. Invert argument module name, it doesn't exist. So great. Anyway, that's it. And thank you for watching the video.